monster calls. Could it be? Connor went out into the hospital corridor, his thoughts racing. Medicine made from yew trees. Medicine that could properly heal. Medicine just like the apothecary refused to make for the parson. Though, to be honest, Connor was still a little unclear about why it was the parson's house that got knocked over. Unless the monster was here for a reason. Unless it had come walking to heal Connor's mother. He hardly dared hope. He hardly dared think it. No, of course not. It couldn't be true. He was being stupid. The monster was a dream. That's all it was, a dream. But the leaves, and the berries, and the sapling growing on the floor, and the destruction of his grandma's sitting room. Connor felt suddenly light, like he was somehow starting to float in the air. Could it be? Could it really be? He heard voices and looked down the corridor. His dad and his grandma were fighting. He couldn't hear what they were saying, but his grandma was pretty ferociously jabbing her finger towards his dad's chest. "Well, what do you want me to do?" his father said, loud enough to attract the attention of people passing in the corridor. Connor couldn't hear his grandma's response, but she came storming back down the corridor past Connor, still not looking at him as she went into his mother's room. His father walked up shortly after, his shoulders slumped. "What's going on?" Connor asked. Yeah, your grandma's mad at me," his dad said, giving a quick smile. "Nothing new there." "Why?" His father made a face. "I've got some bad news, Connor," he said. "I have to fly back home tonight." "Tonight?" Connor asked. "Why?" "The baby's sick." "Oh," Connor said. "What's wrong with her?" "Probably nothing serious, but Stephanie's gone a bit crazy and taken her to the hospital and wants me to come back right now." "And you're going?" "I am, but I'm coming back," his father said. "On Sunday after next, so it's not even 2 weeks. They've given me more time off work to come back and see you." 2 weeks, Connor said almost to himself. "But that's okay, though. Mum's on this new medicine, which is going to make her better, so by the time you get back..." He stopped when he saw his father's face. "Why don't we go for a walk, son?" his father asked. There was a small park across from the hospital, with paths among the trees. As Connor and his father walked through it towards an empty bench, they kept passing patients in hospital gowns, walking with their families or out on their own sneaking cigarettes. It made the park feel like an outdoor hospital room, or a place where ghosts went to have a break. "This is a talk, isn't it?" Connor said as they sat down. "Everybody always wants to have a talk lately." "Connor," his father said, "this new medicine your mum's taking..." "It's going to make her well," Connor said firmly. His father paused for a moment. "No, Connor," he said. "It probably isn't." "Yes, it is," Connor insisted. "It's a last-ditch effort, son. I'm sorry, but things have moved too fast." "It'll heal her. I know it will." "Connor," his father said, "the other reason your grandma was mad at me was because she doesn't think of me or your mum have been honest enough with you about what's really happening." "What does Grandma know about it?" Connor's father put a hand on his shoulder. "Connor, your mum..." "She's going to be okay," Connor said, shaking it off and standing up. "This new medicine is a secret. It's the whole reason why I'm telling you. I know." His father looked confused. "Reason for what?" "So you just go back to America," Connor carried on, "and go back to your other family, and we'll be fine here. Without you. Because this is going to work." "Connor, no." "Yes, it is. It's going to work, son," his father said, leaning forward. "Stories don't always have happy endings." This stopped him. Because they didn't. Did they? That's one thing the monster had definitely taught him. Stories were wild animals, and went off in directions you couldn't expect. His father was shaking his head. "This is too much to ask of you." "It is. I know it is. It's unfair and cruel and not how things should be." Connor didn't answer. "I'll be back a week on Sunday," his father said. "Just keep that in mind, okay?" Connor blinked up into the sun. It really had been an incredibly warm October, like the summer was still fighting to stick around. How long will you stay? Connor finally asked. For as long as I can. And then you'll go back? I have to. I've got another family there, Connor finished. His father tried to reach out a hand again, but Connor was already heading back towards the hospital. Because, no, it would work. It would. That was the whole reason the monster had come walking. It had to be. If the monster was real at all, then that had to be the reason. Connor looked at the clock on the front of the hospital as he went back inside. 8 more hours until 12:07.